Oh, okay. That was like, oh, I can't even speak. That took a little bit out of me. My cardio stinks. Um, so that was like a slap in the face, saying you're out of shape. Ah, I used to be a part of the cross country team or a club thing in junior high here in Calgary. I don't even know why. I think it was just because my friends were there, or some of them anyway, or some of my high school friends were a part of it, and I thought, why not? So I wasn't very athletic to begin with, but I did like running. After that, I realized I didn't like long distance running. um, yeah, I I gotta build up my cardio. I looking to become a police officer someday. And the place I actually went in to sort of try and get my phone fixed. The guy there, uh, the one working at the time, he was asking me about who I was. Just, oh, are you a student? And I told him like, yeah, I'm a criminal justice student. And it turns out he also wanted to be police officer too. That was his dream job, but it's just that his parents didn't allow him because he was an only child. And I guess they were strict about that. And he has a master's in some kind of engineering instead, so, or some sort of technician, whatever. Uh, yeah, so that was cool. Um, going to places alone, there's there's a certain appeal to it that you wouldn't get obviously if you were with other people. Like for breakfast, uh, I ate Jollibee because I was craving it. I'm rarely ever in the city, um, so went to the Jollibee by myself and ate by myself, and it just um, people are always talking about, oh, try and go out on your own. It's good for you, and they're right. It's repetitive, but they're right. Um, yeah, you gotta learn how to hang out by yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're always gonna have yourself, right? No matter who stays or leaves, the one person who will always be there is yourself. So be there for yourself. You know. Um, the thing I'm sitting on is not very comfortable. It's just a piece of rock. Uh, yeah. This is 10 minutes long. Um, I actually have family here from my father's side. They tried to, well, first off, my father didn't marry my mom. He was not really present, or if at all, in my life. Um, he played around, wasn't really loyal. And I actually have two other siblings, but I don't really know two other half siblings anyway from him, but with another woman. It was actually his wife. Yeah, and one of them, my older half sister. I know nothing about her or where she is. I just know she's in the Philippines. And then I have my brother, Kuya EJ. I met him a couple times, but apart from that, that was it. I don't really know him either. And then when I moved to Canada, most of their family members are already here, and so like they tried, they helped my mom come here because they wanted uh, them to get married. They wanted my mom and my father to get married, but my mom didn't want that. Oh, I'm covering the thing. Sorry. Because yeah, it wasn't the best. Uh, I don't know. I know nothing. I don't really know much about him, so I don't know if he's better now or whatever. But yeah, when they came to Canada, they tried, obviously trying to include me in the family because I was related to them. But it never clicked. Like, each time I go to family gatherings and whatnot, I was essentially like the black sheep because, um, I don't know actually. Like, it's strange because they were they were wanting them to get married, knowing that my dad or my father, was not a loyal man or whatever, not the best type of father, I guess. Apparently, their excuse with that, oh, he's a man, so it's normal for him to do that. It's like, no, that's not. That should not be the norm. Um, it was actually quite fucked up that he wasn't present much, if at all, growing up in the Philippines. He had the means to come and visit, but he barely ever did. And I think it's like growing up now, going through your 20s, identity crisis and whatnot. I'm starting to realize that it really fucked me up in a lot of ways. Just wondering, like why didn't he come? Why didn't he stay? Whatever, stuff like that. Always got me wondering, like, oh, there must be something wrong with me. That didn't want me or whatever. Apparently, he was addicted to gambling, with chicken fighting in the Philippines, and I'm not sure if he drank, but I just know. I don't even know. I'm not sure, but I know for sure that he was apparently addicted to chicken fighting, which is a big thing in the Philippines. So, yeah. There's a guy sped past on a bicycle. But yeah, I think it's a lot of my abandonment issues and like self-esteem issues. A lot of it comes from that, I feel like. And when I went to counseling a couple times, so like one of the things that my counselor told me is that it's the moment we're born into this world, it's like we're already traumatized because we're quite literally physically severed, from our mom, from our mother, and that's traumatic in itself. Cutting the umbilical cord, and yeah. So there's just all these different things that build who you are, and I guess it just takes time to realize some of them, and then yeah. But anyways, yeah, this has gone on long enough. I'm really enjoying the sun. It's really pretty out here. I'm grateful I get to do this. Many people aren't able to, and that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can't control everything that happens in the world as much as some people try to, like dictatorships and whatever, wannabe dictatorships, things like that, people like that. But right now, what I can control is myself, and one of the ways that I'm trying to build, who I am is by doing things like this, going out on my own. I do miss people, like a lot. I've just been so insecure and unstable within myself for the last who knows how long, and I needed this. I need myself. I need to learn to need myself, and I think I'm starting to. Because again, at the end of the day, you only have yourself. It doesn't matter how far you are in life. It doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter if you feel behind or not. It doesn't matter, what you have accomplished. It's not a race. It's not a race or a competition with other people. It's really the only person you're competing with is yourself. So that's the truth of it. Yeah. I see this flower. I'm not even sure what it is. But there's so many. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go any further. I'm tired. I just admire this view. Hello, bird. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't know if YouTube will allow me to post this because it's kind of long and my phone's kind of dying, so it's okay though. Excited to cut my hair. Anyways, I will see you later, Christine, myself, because I will probably watch this later. And whoever happens to wander into this channel, journaling channel, it's really just me yapping. Like it's really just for myself, honestly. And if other people find it or you like it, dislike it, whatever, you know. At the end of the day, the goal is for me to. Oh, sorry, I keep covering that. But the goal is for me to just yap and reflect and look back to all these things. So, see you later. I've been squinting this entire video. Alright. Adios. Adios, adios. Yep. Awkward.